Hello, this is Mark Wildman of Wildman Athletica, and today we are going to work on a double kettlebell exercise, the double dead hang clean and press. Kettlebells are great because you can do them anywhere. You do not need a massive, expensive gym or gym setup in order to reap the benefits of doing something like barbell. Double kettlebell is treated much like barbell for most people, about 90% of the population. There are some people who treat double kettlebell as a pure strength endurance exercise, but it takes most people a very long time to get to that point. This exercise, the double dead hang clean and press, is a way to slow people down, take more time for each rep when they are working on endurance, and allow them to stay under tension, but slow them down so they're not moving so fast, so that they can breathe, so that they can adapt. Or at least that's how I view this exercise. With our double dead clean, we should start where we always start. Step up to your bells to determine your distance. Oftentimes with barbell, people will turn out. With this exercise, we're going to have our feet generally straight ahead and generally right outside of the line of two kettlebells together. A kettlebell is about 8 inches plus 8 inches is 16 inches. Your feet are probably about 18 inches apart to 20 inches apart. Step back from the bells, 12 to 18 inches. In the beginning, thumbs point up, point thumbs down. This is for elbow safety in the beginning. If something goes wrong with the swing, the elbow bends this way. When people become advanced, they will do this with thumbs pointing up the entire time. But for the first maybe 5 years of training, at least, thumbs point back. Get down, weight in the heels, grab the kettlebell in the corner. The L of the hand goes all the way into the corner. The L of the kettlebell. Drive the shoulders away from the ears to engage the lats, lean back against the bells, push the weights back, swing clean the weight up. From here, push the weight back and then come to a dead stop. Push the weight back, come to a dead stop, stand all the way up. Squeeze the glutes, fire the lats, drive the rib cage down. Go down, clean the weights up. Kettlebells touch together. Get your fingers out of the way. Open shoulders, press up towards the sky, drive the chest in, bring the weights down, keep your fingers out of the way, touch the kettlebells together. Get the kettlebells down. Some people will push back to get the kettlebells down, and some people will drop straight down. Either or works. Get them up, fingers out of the way, double overhead press, bring the weights down, drop straight down, iron body, start the load. Kettlebells up, press overhead, bring the weights down, touch together. Drop, reset, start. Push up, touch, drop, reset, start, press all the way up, touch, drop. This is what slows it down. Getting to this hanging position and then restarting with the legs each time slows the movements down. This dead stop is different than pushing it back each time. When you push it back each time, it's gonna move about twice as fast. If we were to push it back each time, do our clean and our press, and push it back, you will notice the rate of movement is much faster. So this dead stop gets us to add this straight leg position into each rep and then restart each time. Make sure you set the kettlebells down with good technique. When you are done, finish by pushing the weights back and then setting them down back out in front. They should end exactly where they started. For the most part, when we pick them up and put them down, we do the swing clean version, which means we push back to load our hips. Then we go into the dead clean version where we figure out how to lock out, restart the movement each time. Push back and then drift out to set the kettlebells down. Think of a swing clean as being curvilinear, moving forward, going back, going forward, and coming in. When you're doing the dead clean, you can get to lockout You're going down and then up like a barbell to do that version. Front to back, loading the hips, straight up and down. 2 different speeds. Normally when people train kettlebells, this comes for about 95% of the population much later in training. Athletes tend to benefit from single kettlebell training for a very long time. Single kettlebells are cheaper. You buy 1 weight instead of 2 weights. It costs half as much money. People tend to get a lot more benefit in the beginning from single kettlebell because the thing that most people lack in the modern world is a lot of cross-body stabilization. 100 years ago, this was not a thing that people had. People worked on farms and they picked up and they rotated a lot and they countered rotation a lot by carrying heavy objects. Farmers carries, stone carries, working on tractors. People used to get a lot of natural lifting in their daily life. For the most part in the modern world, we don't have that anymore. Something like barbell is perfectly symmetrical, lifting as much weight as possible, equal amount of weights on the bar, center of mass in the center of the bar, and that weight moves generally straight up and straight down. Most athletes benefit from years of single kettlebell training because having a weight on one side of the spine causes the weight on the other side of the spine, the other side of the core, to fire harder than if we have a weight on both sides. So if you train in the gym and you do barbells or machines, single kettlebell tends to be the route. Single kettlebell swing program, 10 minutes twice a week. Single kettlebell clean and press program until men get towards 32K, until ladies get towards maybe 16 or 20, depending on frame size. Then get ups, getting up off of the ground with a weight in one hand, all rotation, all stabilization. If you don't go to the gym and you don't do a bunch of symmetrical pressing machines, symmetrical pulling machines, symmetrical barbell, then double kettlebell can take the place of that. Kettlebells are cheap. You buy them one time and they will last longer than you will be alive. They will probably outlast civilization. Double kettlebell clean and press should be the basis of an outside of the gym bodybuilding strategy. Double kettlebell clean and press is the easiest way to work every muscle in your body. There are other versions where we will add in squats to this, and then it becomes pretty much a perfect monster lift, a lift with 3 or more primary movements in it. Usually the double kettlebell double hang clean comes after people have mastered the double kettlebell swing clean and press. This version just causes people to get more time under tension by slowing them down. It allows them to breathe more, it allows them to recover while not putting the weight down. Kettlebells are fun, they go on forever. All these little different exercises add up to greater overall knowledge. The more you understand what, why, and how you are training, the better the outcomes that you can get in the long run.